Hello there, Internet.
Hello.
This is the Adventurers Guild. I'm Steve.
Still Jesse.
And you have tuned into an absolutely more phenomenal episode of Game Night.
Ooh, we're going to play Power Rangers again? I love it. The green one, the red one, all of them.
We are going to play Power Rangers. Power Rangers, the movie, for the Super Nintendo and the Genesis.
Featuring Ivan Ooze.
Correct. We did this once before with Power Rangers, but that was back when nobody watched our channel.
That was a long time ago.
As opposed to now when slightly less than nobody watches our channel. Anyway, so the point is, we're playing the movie version of Power Rangers, but we're going to match up head-to-head here, both versions, and see which is superior for graphics, for sound, for gameplay.
Sega versus Super Nintendo, like we did with the other games.
Correct. But to make it even more exciting, we are not going to do this with Jesse and Steve.
Oh.
Ho, 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 ho. Oh no, you silly viewers. We're doing it with Jesse and the Red Ranger.
Ooh,
that's right. Let's do it, guys! Right! It's Morphin time! Tyrannosaurus!
What?
Right.
Another time.
Let's take out Ivan Ooze. Ready, guys?
Let's do this.
Back to action!
Game night.
Alright, guys, let's do it!
So, you went to France because of an exchange program? Did you go with your family, or why did you come back for Zeo? You know, I don't want to know, Jason. Let's go.
So we did a really lot of good at the peace conference, but I thought, when we get back to Angel Grove, I wanted to be a ranger again. So I smacked Tommy in his mouth and said, let me get them powers. And he said, no, I'm the leader, dog. So then I waited for my chance, and I waited for Trey from Triforia to be like, ugh, I'm sick, I gotta get rid of my power. So I snatched it up, and then I was the Gold Ranger. But now I'm the Red Ranger again. So let's do it!
Huh? 2-player it is. Alright, let's start. Power Rangers movie game. Super Nintendo.
You didn't like my reasoning?
It was something, man.
Who should I be? Where's Jason?
Contract until you weren't able to do the film.
Alright, well I'll be Rocky and just pretend that it's Jason.
Alright.
I just picked Kimberly.
Yes, you did, man.
That's okay, because she's pretty. Amy Jo Johnson. Mwah.
Here, I'll do you the favor.
Thanks.
Okay, you want to switch?
No, I'll be Kimberly. I'll man up. Let's do it.
Rocky's going with the two-shirt look. It's a very interesting... Why is every one of my things jump?
There we go.
How do I attack? There we go. Every button was a jump. Okay.
Remember, we gotta get our powers maxed up on the power bar so we can morph.
Yeah.
I don't know why Jason sounds like he's from the Bronx, but this version of him
Is Rocky wearing
does.
purple pants, or?
What do you got against purple pants?
I'm just saying, man. Only the Hulk and the Phantom, Billy Zane reference, can pull that look off.
So what do you think about the graphics?
So, it's a bit blurry, but I do know we're playing it on an emulator on the,
It's just because we're playing on a giant screen, man.
so I think it's interesting that it is based off of, oh, I'm dead.
Oh, there comes a car. Jump! I hit the wrong jump. Oh, I dodged it, actually. I think I did. How do you go up?
I'm trying to listen to the music and realize if it sounds like something from the movie or the game. I do think it's interesting that you're fighting the Putty Patrol and it's based off the film.
That's a good point. This game is weird because there's really not much Power Rangers the movie related, because clearly you're fighting Z putties.
Yep.
Remember, you gotta aim for the Z. I discovered that, or else we would have all been screwed. Remember when we were racing the four-wheelers and we all were getting beat up?
I'm not a Power Ranger.
Oh, well, this one time we was all getting chased by the putties. We were participating in the Angel Grove I don't know, dirt bike contest. I don't know,
Talking
but the
about that-
principal was running it.
Yeah, a lot
so
of-
we was all driving around, right?
A lot of
and then
questions
all of
with
a
that.
sudden, the putties came, and we had to fight them. But these were powerful putties. They looked like regular putties, but they had these vests on, right?
Yeah.
So we were fighting them, and we were getting our butts kicked. Even Tommy, you know, everybody loves Tommy, but he was getting torn up. Guy couldn't even hold on to his powers because a candle melted. So then all of a sudden, I punched him right in the Z, and he blew up.
All right. Who let Tommy's powers melt again?
I don't want to talk about it, okay? That's a dark time in my life. I tried to fight Goldar, but everybody was all jacked up, and then were like, yo, you gotta come back. So I left the candle, okay? I left it.
While we're on the subject of leaving things, what is up with Angel Grove allowing teenagers to compete in dirt bike racing, and then according to the film, they're participating in, and I quote, air diving,
we was all
skydiving?
parachuting.
Yeah.
We were all parachuting.
What, is that safe for most
Listen,
minors
I
to
don't
do?
know any high school, any good high school, that don't have a youth paratrooper team.
Parachute shit.
Parachute. I don't know why I said paratrooper. We ain't got no guns. But parachuting. We had a youth parachuting team. You know, Stone Mountain, where Rocky and Aisha and them are from,
Yeah.
they didn't have no skydiving
That's
team.
true.
Why do you think they came to
Look at that guy. He's
Angel
holding
Grove
on
in
to
the
his
first
wig.
place?
There we go. There he goes Ryan.
Yeah. Right. Alright, so let's get back down to business, alright? So, what do you think of the sound?
I'm trying to listen to the music. It sounds super.
You gotta put a quarter in. Put a quarter in.
Alright, I'm going with there he is.
Look at Kimberly slapping them putties. She said, bloop! Watch this.
I'm giving up on doing being.
Oh, I just morphed. I didn't mean to do that.
We morphed. Woo! Look
Yeah, Tyrannosaurus, and now Kimberly's jacked.
Yep.
Look at her.
Looks just like.
She used to be pretty, and now she's ripped. Look at this. She punches with a big old biceps.
It's almost like they switched over to Japanese footage.
That was the Yellow Ranger. The Yellow Ranger was a boy, alright? The Pink Ranger was always a girl.
I see what you did there.
I'm getting my butt kicked. I can barely see through this helmet. I don't know how I fought back then.
I don't know how I'm the one that's lost so many lives and you can't see.
Well, I'm a Power Ranger. Can you please get this guy?
I'm trying, man. I can't even flip into him.
I'm just going ahead and get him. This is not going the way it was supposed to go.
Hey, oh, I can
Oh, I'm
punch
up
up.
on the thing.
Okay.
Look at this. I straight up kicked him.
I found out you can punch up.
You know, you might think it's weird that I'm talking like this, because, you know, I don't really sound like Jason, but this is actually how I talk for real. I was just pretending in the show to sound like a normal person. That, and I only got one accent, and apparently it's this.
Fair enough.
Oh, I keep forgetting how to go down. Hold on.
I can't
There we
figure
go.
out how to jump.
Man, it's this button. It's button 4.
Huh.
Would you come on?
Figured
We
it
got all
out.
the film. We don't got enough film for this. We still shooting
Yes,
on film, right?
because we record on film.
We did back in the day, and look how good the episodes was.
You remember that terrible season that you guys decided to do when you redid the first season with Batman cartoon pals and stuff?
I don't got no clue what you're talking about.
What? It was on Netflix. It was awful.
We about to fight the magic mirror.
How magic is this mirror?
He's pretty magic. I just ran into a fireball. Oh wait, here we go.
All right.
Oh wait, we
Nope,
gotta wait. We
still
got a few
putties.
more putties to kill.
I remember in the Power Ranger film when they climbed up on top of the building and they were fighting like a slow-moving helicopter of some sort.
Yeah, when I can't wait to edit this video because I'm gonna go back and watch it and say, why in the heck did I go all in on this New York accent.
Yeah, it's gonna be something.
I'm about to change the whole thing in ADR. I'm just gonna re-record over top of it. Oh, I just got punched right in the face.
Come on in, Adam. Save the day. Also not a character from the movie there? Mirror guy?
Yeah, we did it!
Alright, man.
That was the first stage. We tore them up.
Ready to switch over to some Sega?
Let's do it, eh?
Sega do.
That's Ninja Turtles. That's Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Let's do it, eh?
Why don't you just say a line from back to action?
Yeah, that's what I should say.
Yeah.
Ready? Back to action. Alright, here we is with the Genesis version of Power Rangers.
Still going
I'm
with
gonna
this
drink some of
accent.
this monster here.
Alright, how's that going for you?
It's not working. There ain't no holes in this thing.
True.
Alright, you know what? I'm gonna reveal the man under the mask.
Oh, thank goodness, Steve, you're back.
Hi, Jesse. How are you? Would you like to play some Power Rangers for the Genesis?
Absolutely.
I am
As long as it's
absolutely
really-
dying.
It was terrible. There was this Brooklyn Jason here. He was making quotes that only us got. It was awful.
Cool. So, this is the Genesis version of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie.
Woo!
That is Ivan Ooze, and we are at the introduction.
He's only got one eye in this version.
We are in the introduction of the game, and already we are closer to the actual movie than the other game is at all. The other game has no basis on the movie whatsoever, except for the fact that you fight Ivan Ooze at the end. But this game is a wee bit different in that regard, because it actually is based on the movie loosely.
You sure?
Loosely. You fight the right guys.
Who are you gonna be?
Well, I'm the Red Ranger, so just like last time, I'll pick Kimberly. Just kidding. I'm gonna be Rocky this time.
I think I'm gonna go with Tommy.
Nope, this one.
Do that. Got it, finally.
All right.
Oh, we start off more.
Yeah, man, we're awesome in this game. Actually, there is no fighting in street clothes in this game.
Okay, I can
All right,
see.
so look, right off the bat, we're fighting Ivan Ooze's little snot monsters, and you'll notice that there's two twins here. That's Johnny and
Now,
Bobby.
do they always dress alike? All
They
the
dress
time?
alike, and they also swing their fists in unison.
You're punching the air.
Correct.
Who do you think you are, Air?
They're saying, try an uppercut. Try an uppercut.
Okay.
All right, so,
I'm not gonna lie. I definitely prefer the controls of this one.
well, I will point out a few things. So, this game is admittingly fairly ugly. We are playing this on an emulator, so it's applying that. We mentioned this in a previous video. For ease of recording, we play on an emulator as opposed to on the actual Genesis. So this,
Although we could.
the emulator applies like a rounding, smoothing effect. So the game is actually probably slightly uglier than it would be normally on like a CRT TV. But that aside, the game is still not very pretty. And this game is literally the definition of monotonous. I mean, what you see here, this is the whole game. I mean, you go through stage after stage, just beating up life bars on an endless supply of monsters.
Now, do we move on eventually?
Yeah, but each time you like pause to fight, there's like 10 guys. And they all have like, they all take like 10 hits to kill. It's really frustrating.
Look at our walking animation.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's not
You
good.
can run if you double tap over, but who wants to do that?
Here we go.
Although, interesting, you've heard me complain about bad parallax scrolling in literally like every video that we ever do. I talk about that. I just now realized that this game actually has a proper parallax scroll in the background.
I will say I still prefer the Super Nintendo background to this one already. But we'll talk about that later. Alright. That was kissing my neck, man.
I do like that they have the ooze men as opposed to just fighting putties.
Yeah.
Because again, that's what you fight in the movie.
Correct.
But this game couldn't be any more of a departure from the Super Nintendo version.
Yeah, it's extremely different. When we were looking at it earlier, thinking of doing it, I said, "Oh, that's a little close," but I realized once actually getting into it.
There's ooze.
Oh man, shut up really good. Oh,
Oh, well, we just got
fireball there, man. So confirm.
conflated. That's the word, right? Conflagration.
So literally that first stage,
Ready, boys and girls?
if you think about
Dictionary.
it, was running to the side 2 times you stopped to fight, and
Correct.
that was it.
Correct. We punched a lot.
We're gonna-
Yeah, that was the whole stage.
We gotta do one more level.
In the first stage of Super Nintendo, we were outside fighting putties, and we went inside of a grocery store. We bought some putties in a flying machine. Then we went on to the top of a building, fought putties again, and then we got on top of a blimp,
and then fall down.
and then fought the Maniac Mirror. This time, although, as we're talking, look what's happening. We're getting the actual story of the game. This is literally what happens in the movie. So, I mean, really, that's points in this game's book.
Yeah, I can see that. Neither of them got the costumes of the movie right.
Look, even down to the part where Lord Zed and Rita get put in the snow globe.
Lord Zed was such a good villain.
He was.
Do you know why? Fun fact. Why he married Rita in the next season.
Yes, I do. Because parents,
Yeah.
Dulcia, parents complained that he was too scary.
Yes.
So they dumbed him down by making him less scary by bringing Rita back and making him marry her. So she kind of emasculated him to the point of him being tamer for the young 7-year-old audience.
Yeah, really interesting, isn't it?
Yes, I'm skipping the story. There's way too much to look at.
Yeah. I'm really surprised that it went all the way here in the movie instead of doing another stage in like Angel Grove.
Oh yeah, we're all the way on. What's that planet called in the movie? Think.
Oh no, I'm gonna be
Phaedos.
I'm gonna
We
be
are on Phaedos.
I'm gonna be Billy this
This
time.
is not
because-
Phaedos. This is definitely Earth. But it showed Phaedos a minute ago. Oh, it's a car! There ain't no cars on Phaedos.
Weird. So this looks more like the scene in the movie when they're fighting them in the
Yeah.
construction site. We're in a busy street. Do people just drive into people? Why do they think that's okay in video games?
I mean, they gotta get to work. Man, this is really a button masher.
I know, man. It's like, I want to say I'm enjoying this because I do prefer the fighting in this one, and I'm not getting my butt whooped as much. But man, there's really nothing going on.
Well, you have a significantly larger life bar as well. You can take, what, 5 hits in the Super Nintendo version?
I also think it's funny that it doesn't matter whose power coin you pick up, it's got automatic life up.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm faster than you. Oh, look, more ooze men.
I like that little jump punch I do. By the way, Steve, never leave. I can't do another video with Jason. He has this awful Brooklyn accent.
Yeah, I really have no excuse for whatever just happened there.
Yeah, it was.
The mood felt right, and I made the joke, and then it just stuck,
It just-
and then I
it
didn't know
wouldn't
what to
stop,
do, so
though, man. It
just kept going.
At one point, I felt uncomfortable.
I'm pretty sure that's how Austin St. John talks in real life, even though I've actually met the man a few times, and he talks something like that. Maybe I was impersonating Steve Pardina.
Oh, that's not bad. That's what you did there.
Although he also
Does
does not have a thick New York accent.
He didn't come back for Forever and Red.
No, he did
That
not.
was really
He
sad
was an
about
ass, I think, actually, if I recall.
I mean, I don't know what Ranger he would have been.
That's true. Oh, he could have been.
The Space Alien Red?
They didn't have any Zeo Rangers in there, did they?
Yeah, they did tell me.
No, wasn't he Turbo?
Yeah.
No, he was Zeo. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
TJ was Turbo.
Right. Oh my god.
Oh, we're nerds! But with that being said, for like a legendary episode, which is what they call them now for when
Yeah.
original team members come back, that was one of the best. For
Oh, I
everything.
think it was the best. Although that new one, the one most recent one that Tommy was back, where
Oh, where he had the,
where he fought all of his old forms.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
That was
either.
cool. But I think Forever Red is by far the best team up.
I don't know, man. Space in Lost Galaxy was really good.
I can't think of the one that happened in space.
It was a Lost episode, a Lost Galaxy episode, where the space team came back to fight the Psycho Rangers.
Oh.
Brilliant episode.
Okay, I do remember that.
I think it was a two-parter. if I'm not
You know what episode I always liked? Although it's not really a legendary episode, so to speak, because there's only one guy that came back. Or wasn't there multiple?
Hey, my memory's not working very well. But the one where Adam comes back
Oh, the
and he
space
uses the
season.
jacked up Morpher.
Morphin, yep.
That was in space?
That was the space season, yep. And he came back because
Right.
Carlos was lost his.
Oh, right.
yep.
Yeah. And then they were
And
like,
if you think about it, it makes sense because at the end of the day, it was only their coins that were destroyed.
Right.
The Morphin was still intact, so it might have happened. I'm getting so nerdy on this. Why won't he die?
I don't know, but I keep killing you.
Alright, time went up. Running
If
out.
there's another set of guys to kill, I think we're gonna have to say giddy up. For the love of God. Oh look, let me just punch you. We have fought literally one type of mob
One.
the entire time. All that has changed is the background.
It's literally,
And they added a car.
by this point, you shouldn't even move. The background should just move for you. That's it.
Alright, I think that's gonna be about it for this. We've seen what we needed to see out of this game.
I did. I'm in my head. I know what I want to do.
Alright. Well, I believe it is time for the outro.
I mean, what kind of material? Oh, this is nice.
This is some
soft.
high quality spandex.
It is soft, man.
Oh, we're recording.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
Hey,
guys,
everybody.
that was Power Rangers, the movie for Super Nintendo and Genesis.
Neither of them were good. But which one was better?
I wouldn't go as so far as to say neither of them were good. I mean, were bad. I mean,
You know what it was? Here's my situation. I'll break it down for you to understand. I had an easier time playing the Sega version than the Super Nintendo, which put a bad taste in my mouth. But the Sega version wasn't that great on the fields. But I didn't have a lot of fun playing the Super Nintendo.
So, first, okay, let's vote first off.
Yes.
Graphics. Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo, I agree.
Yeah, right.
Super Nintendo. The Genesis graphics were very ugly, admittingly. Sound.
This is a difficult one. I recognize the music clear in the Sega Genesis version than the Super Nintendo, but it still sounded better for the Super Nintendo, if that makes sense.
The audio tracks, honestly, for both neither of them were very good.
Yeah.
You barely had the Power Rangers theme on repeat on Genesis. But again, it's that synthesized sound that I hate, man. I don't like it. My vote goes to Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the same.
Gameplay.
This is the tough one. See, that's what I was talking about earlier. Maybe I didn't get the controls of the Super Nintendo one, and the Sega one just made more sense, but it was so boring.
I mean,
It was just,
with Genesis, left, right, punch.
it was
kill.
super simple.
At least with
controls.
Super Nintendo, you had to change your, up, you had to jump up, jump
you could
down.
morph, you had specials.
There was street close fighting, morphing.
There was things to do in the Super Nintendo one. So gameplay-wise, even though the Sega Genesis was much easier to wrap my head around, I'm gonna go with Super Nintendo just because there's more things going on.
Same, Super Nintendo. Although I will give extra credit to the Genesis version for at least trying to be like the movie.
Following the movie, so you get some bonus credit.
The plot, yes. So it followed the plot. But that being said, doesn't matter how good your plot is. If your game is poop, your game is poop.
Absolutely.
And the Genesis game is poop, and the Super Nintendo game is fairly decent. Just has nothing to do with the movie, other than fighting Ivan Ooze at the end.
I guess it would be like Super Nintendo is a nice slice of pizza, and the Sega version is like a Hot Pocket pizza. I mean, you can eat it,
Ooh,
but it's not the same as having an actual pizza.
that's true. Well, guys, I think that just about does it
We're just
for this
never going to talk
episode.
about the fact you're in spandex, huh? All right, man, let's do this.
I do have to get this off. It's really hard to unzip. For game night, I'm Steve.
Still Jesse.
This is the Adventurers Guild, and we will catch you next time.